All right, you ready? Let's do it.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Welcome back, guys. On today's show, a girl on TikTok explains why she just wants the tip, and why are men with COVID coming up short, and get ready to run to the hills again, and who is the latest group of people to fall for internet scams. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on Deacon Live. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Hi, I see you on the live stream there. Everyone looks good. I look fashionable. I always look good. I always look good from this far away. So, welcome to Deacon Live. How are you doing? Are you surviving these storms and stuff? Here in North Carolina, we broadcast, actually, Deacon Live broadcasts just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. We have horses, we have chickens, we have interior pets and exterior pets. And we got a big ice storm, I think, at the beginning of this week. And then they said, okay, everyone's good. You can go back outside and play. And then they said, nope. Get back inside. I think tomorrow and Friday, we're going to get another ice storm or something. I don't know. So the generator's out. Everything's already set up. And you know what? Here out in Marshall, population 2,500 people. We have, I always make the joke, someone farts and the power goes out. And we get a little bit of a rainstorm, power goes out. Someone sneezes, the power goes out. During this whole ice storm, I mean, it was literally like sleet and rain and snow for a good 36 to almost 48 hours. Nothing. We got one flicker in the morning, and then that was it. Power stayed on. You know why? Because there's no morons out there on the road driving around and slamming in the telephone poles. Or are they telephone poles or are they power poles now? What do you call the, I guess, telephone poles, right? It holds up the telephone line. Why wouldn't you call it a power line? Well, I guess you call it a power line too. Welcome to the new world, Trav. It's a big wide world out there. You should get out there and walk around and enjoy it. And I have recently. Now, I haven't had a good Walmart story in a while. For those of you who don't know, my wife and I both work from home. As you can see, I'm here in my luxurious heated studio. We have about 800 square feet up here. It's completely wired with cameras and wire cables and all that stuff. But it's only me up here for now. Now, you say, well, why do you have all that stuff? Well, I actually do several different podcasts, and I'm getting ready to change this podcast up a little bit. We're going to change the intro a little bit. We're going to change how we do things, so guys, stick around for that. I might take next week off, so if you see a little delay in the next week's episode, please forgive me. I'm just taking the week off. But I also do, self-plug here, I also do bad calls, which are telemarketers that call the studio. I try to keep them on the line as much as possible, and that's bad calls, and some of them just call me motherfucker all the time. That's all they know. Big dick motherfuckers. That's all they know. I also do Is This Going Somewhere with IT Dan, and we'll talk to him later on in the show here. And also I do Equine Dynamics, which is the newest podcast we started. A gentleman, a national farrier. He's been all over the United States, all over the world, actually. He was a official farrier for the World Equestrian Games and stuff. And we do a podcast up here called Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. So you can check that out as well. If you're a horse lover or just like to hear about horses, or if you're a horse rider and you don't know what you're doing, or of course you know what you're doing, but if you want to hear some information on how to build sounder horses from the ground up, you can check out Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. Now, went to Walmart the other day. I haven't had a good Walmart store in a while. It's getting to that point where the shelves are empty, so no one goes to Walmart anymore. So, like, the aisles are free and clear. I get now and then an old lady rams in her cart into me and is like, "Oh, I didn't see you there." "Oh, really? Where'd you park out in the parking lot?" Make sure I'm not near you. So my wife the other day wanted to get deli meat. I said, "All right, what are you doing?" She's like, there's this new recipe I want to try. I need ham and some sliced chicken. I said, "Okay, I can do that." So I go to the deli meat counter, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 people there. And of course, they don't have boar's head meat, which sucks. They have Prima Della. Ooh, fancy Walmart brand. But who knows? It's probably off the same pig. It's probably off the same chicken. Who knows what they do? It's the way they salt and pepper it. But the girl behind the counter, completely sterile. When I say sterile, she's got her gloves on. She's doing all the PEPE, PPPET, PT. She's got her gloves on. She's got her mask on. She's got like a face shield down on her face because she, she's cutting meat. And she doesn't. She looks new. She's maybe 20, soaking wet. Does that make sense? Oh well. And she's doing all the protective stuff to protect me from, whatever she's got, and while she's cutting the sandwich meat. And I look at her, and I kind of, it didn't dawn on me at first because I don't know. It just didn't dawn on me. And I'm looking at her hair. I'm like, wow, she's got really, really cool looking hair. She's got burgundy, pink, violet hair, which is cool. All the kids are doing that. Oh, look, I'm green. I'm punk rock. I'm cool. I'm different. I'm a lesbian. I'm whatever you are. LGBTQ bacon sandwich. And she's got long. When I say long, she's probably 5'4", 5'5", down past her butt. Dreads, pencil dreads, and they look so cool. And I'm like, God, that's a big commitment in itself to have dreads that long, and then to go ahead and dye them a color, a burgundy or violet or whatever. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, God, I wonder how long she's had that. I wonder how. And then I go, you know what? The other side of me, the consumer side, goes, hey, why doesn't she have a hairnet on? And I'm like, well, maybe they don't have a hairnet. And I look, the lady that does the frosting on the cake watched her put a hairnet on before she frosted someone's cakes. Oh, what do you want this to say? Happy birthday, Tony. Happy birthday, Tony. And the lady who does the fried chicken and stuff on the other side, she's got a hairnet up. Everyone that's behind that counter's got a hairnet on, except for this young lady. And I'm thinking, all right, so where's the argument there? She's got dreads are all contained? No. It needs to be a hairnet. It needs to be in one of those almost like beanie hacky sack bags on her. I mean, that's how much hair she's got. And so I wonder how she got away with having all her dreads down to her butt. I mean, she had it back in a ponytail. I mean, it was nicely done. It was like hanging in her face or anything like that. She had a handkerchief tied up, behind the neck or behind her neck and up over on top of her head. And it was keeping them all wrapped up nice and tight. And then I noticed halfway down, she had two dreads tied in a knot to keep them from swinging back and forth. But still, no hairnet. I mean, if I had long hair, if I had long, luscious hair, at what point do I say I don't need a hairnet anymore? Now, I know a good friend of mine that I worked with at Home Depot. He's a cashier, and I had no idea. I've known him for God knows how many years. I never knew he had like almost middle of his back hair. He kept it, he wrapped it up. Now, of course, you don't need to have a hairnet at Home Depot, but he kept it wrapped up in a nice tight bun on top of his head. And he also wore a hat every day. I just thought his hat just sat on his head funny. But I mean, if I've got long hair, can I get away with not wearing a hairnet? Just throwing it out there. These are the questions that I see and that come across my mind as I'm sitting here in this lonely little world that we call Marshville. Well, it's not lonely. It's fun. We get chicken trucks that go by all the time. All right, guys, stick around. We're going to get into the show. We're going to try kind of change it up a little bit. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Stick around. You'll listen to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Oops, went too far. So excited. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on social contacts. That's what I was going to do. My memory is going left and right here. I've got so much stuff going on. I told you about all the different podcasts that I got going on. I forgot to print this thing up, so give me one sec while I look through my stuff. Let's go here and print this out. All right, so you're going to hear some noise in the background. I apologize for that, but that's the way things are working right now. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and don't forget, for every podcast we do, like now, we also have a matching video as well. We're live streaming on our Twitch channel, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page. So make sure there it is. Sounds like they're chopping down trees back there. Make sure you follow us and subscribe and do all that stuff that links us to you and you to us as well. Kids are stupid. Kids are absolutely stupid. And I say that in the most polite way. Right now, there is online scams are apparently victimizing teens more than the elderly. So, but the elderly right now have been dealing with modern technology for a longer time than, let's say, our grandparents were, and our grandparents past that. So people that are now 70 years old, so what's 70 from now? They were born in, doing math, 40s, teenage years. They're used to the technology. Kids now, even if you're born 20 years old, you're 20 years old right now, you've always had technology, and you've always had that enforced in your lifestyle in some form, fashion, or another. Online scams, when you hear this term, you often think of the not-so-tech-savvy seniors that are out there who fall for it. But you'd be happy to be surprised, or be surprised in the same sense, that teenagers are the generation considered to be far technologically inclined, had fallen for more scams than often. According to this article here, people between the ages of 20 years old and younger have risen 156 times in the past 3 years to considerably fall for these scams that are out there. Cyber fraud was able to steal a massive $71 million from youngsters last year. $71 million from youngsters? What'd they do? Steal it from 250 million youngsters? They ain't got no money. Where'd they get the money from? Mom and dad, probably. While this doesn't even come close to how much older folks, have lost in the internet, but up to $966 million that older people have, but younger people. So they're getting that $71 million from these people that are under 20 years old and younger. And that's kind of what the Bad Calls podcast is. It's all these bad telemarketers, my car insurance, my health insurance, my roof needs inspecting, or solar panels or something like that. And check it out. Go over to iHeartRadio, click or search for Bad Calls, and you'll see a little broken cell phone. And I think I've got like 80 or 90 different episodes up there. Some are small. My goal is to keep them on the line as much as possible. And it's funny to hear all the stuff what? All right, there you go. Now, what do you do with all your old technology? A lot of people put it up on Marketplace, Craigslist. Is Craigslist around anymore still? Are they still doing their thing or not? I'm afraid of Craigslist. Craigslist murderers, Craigslist serial killers. You've seen all the thing. And Marketplace is now the next thing. So what do you do with all your tech gear, all your phones? You open up we just got through Christmas, so you open up all your new Fitbits, your new iPhones, your new cameras, whatever you got. There's a call right there. I'm not going to take that one on the air. Not today. But what do you do with all your tech stuff? Now here, I had to replace the video card in the studio PC here. And this thing right here, what am I supposed to do with this now? This little video card, it works. The fan just kind of makes too much noise for my liking here in the studio. It sounds like a little whirligig down there going wee, wee, wee. So I replaced that, and it's nice and quiet. That's what I want here in the studio. But what do I do with this now? Do I throw it away? Do I sell it on eBay? What do I do? There's a couple websites out there that you can check out that's called Declutter, DECLUTTR, and Gazelle. And most of that's for mobile phones and MacBooks. And then also there's like camera gear and stuff you can also sell on there as well. So what do you do with all this stuff? Just be careful out there. It's piling up. I mean, I think, here we go. Ready for this? Outside of your cell phones and the small stuff that you would have personal data on, well, I guess your tower, your laptop and stuff, the dump usually has a recycle where you can recycle, like, not that you're going to throw your laptop out there and let some Joe Harry come by and get it. But your refrigerators, stoves, things like that, you can take it to your dump, and it's usually free to put it in the recycle area. As far as phones and laptops, if they work, just be careful out there. But the two websites that I was thinking about that I came across was called Declutter and also Gazelle. So make sure you do the right thing and make sure you're not just throwing them in the garbage. I've got a drawer full of phones. Like, it's worst case scenario. Like, I've got a drawer full of cords, power cords, and different end of cords. Everyone's got those cords laying around, and you don't know when you're going to need them. Because if we ever lose power in the house or we ever lose the computer, we always have maybe a phone that we can get on the internet or something. I don't know, it's some weird freaking thought. Now, one guy who's been lying to his wife for a very long time is now confessing. This gentleman right here, for the longest time, let's see. He's been claiming extra gummy bears from his wife until now, when his wife just caught on. It seems like a match made in heaven. This dude eats his wife's least favorite flavors. And when it comes to decency, she doesn't know why the green Harbaros, the gummy bears, he told her, you ready for this? So he told her all the green ones in the gummy bear things were lime. He said all the yellow ones were butterscotch. So he kept telling her all this stuff. So she's like, I don't want these gummy bears. I don't want these gummy bears. Well, I didn't know this. All gummy bears, like the Harboro, whatever they are, gummy bears. You know what gummy bears are. Every single one of the flavors out there is strawberry. I had no idea. Every single gummy bear out there is strawberry in the Harbaros. I'm going to screw that up 15 times. Harboro, Haribo. I know I can hear the commercial jingle in my head, but I can't say it. My mouth will not form that word. Haribo. Because that sounds horrible. That's a horrible name for a company. Haribo. What's the name of your company? Crappy-abo. But every gummy bear that are in there are actually strawberries. So he confessed to his wife, hey, honey, the last 13 years when you've been giving me the green ones and the yellow ones and stuff like that, even the Starburst, he was lying about those too. He's like, I just wanted the flavors that you didn't want because, I don't know, maybe she's a greedy bitch and wouldn't share. Why wouldn't you share? I know my wife, this is one of the weirdest things. I didn't realize it. Like the first 5 years that we were like dating and I didn't realize this, like she would eat a sandwich and just leave the last bite on the plate. Always the last bite on the plate. And I never really realized it. And I'm like, are you done? She's like, yeah. And I'd always grab that last bite. And then she told me, like, of course, several years later, she said, I don't eat the last bite. I'm like, why? She's like, my fingers have been on it. When you eat a sandwich, I know, granted, you get the mass of the sandwich, but usually the last bite, it's your thumb and your index and middle finger that are on the last bite of sandwich. She's like, I don't like it because my fingers have been on I know, it's the world I live in. It's been on the sandwich, and I just don't want to eat that last bite with all my fingerprints from the whole entire sandwich. I'm like, I don't care. I got a high tolerance for germs and stuff, so I always eat it. But she's weird like that. Now, something that is weird, one of our favorite movies in the 1980s. Well, let me make sure I got everything potted up so we can all see this. And you can see this as well. Go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on DeaconLive, and you can find out all the videos we do and the way you can follow us, and you can see this in live as we're doing it here on the show. So here we go. This is a movie that came out in 1980s, Disney movie, and it is coming back in a real sense here in 2022. So here we go.
"1988 inspired a movie."
All right, wait, I got to start this over now. Hold on. Hold on. No, don't tell anyone. Here we go.
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up. It's bobsled time.
Jamaica's first Olympic bobsled team in 1988 inspired a movie.
Go to Olympics, fight for Jamaica.
Cool Runnings captured the start of Jamaican bobsled, and this year a new group of athletes is hoping to carry on that legacy. For the first time in more than 2 decades, a 4-man bobsled team from Jamaica has qualified for the Olympics.
Going to the Olympics.
When the Jamaican bobsled team made its Olympic debut at the Calgary Winter Games, they had a brutal crash. But their walk to the finish line charmed the world. Chris Stokes was part of that original team.
If John Candy were still with us as coach, what would he tell these guys?
A gold medal is a wonderful thing, but if you're not good enough without it, you're not good enough with it.
The tropical country's warm weather climate does not make training for winter sports easy. Pilot Shanwayne Stevens, who serves in the UK Royal Air Force, once got a laugh from the Queen herself talking about his methods.
So how do you train?
During the lockdown...
How do you train? I'm not familiar with you. And why isn't the light on in the background? You look awfully different than I do.
Pushing a car up and down the street. I've had to make a gym.
That is complete bonkers. You push a car up and down the street. Don't you have snow where you're from? No, I'm from Jamaica. So they've also got a, I think they call a monoslob. Oh God, don't search that term on the internet. They've got a mono bobsledder and a female team as well. And they also, I think, a cross-country skier as well coming from Jamaica. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
3 million people on this little dot in the Caribbean. And to see what we're doing, it's absolutely amazing.
So there you go. Yeah, a little dot in the country, or a little dot on the world, on the planet. And they're doing a lot of stuff over there. All right, guys, stick around. When we come back, we'll talk to IT Dan, see what he's been up to, and we'll dive into more of the show. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. I'll go there. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Of course, everyone wants something for free, and the way you get something for free from us is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on the free swag section, and we got a bunch of brand new buttons, brand new magnets. We got some stickers, and they're nice, high-quality stickers, high-quality magnets. The buttons, just something to put on your hat, put on your lapel when you go to church in the morning, or I don't know, wherever you go, you want to display your button. Fill out the little form there. Believe me, I got too much going on with all the different other podcasts that I'm working on to bother with. No, not that sending out this stuff is bothering to me, but I don't have time to sit there and send you spam mail and all that stuff. I just want to say thank you for listening to us, and the way you do that is go over to prophetradio.com, click on free swag, and I'll send you out a little prize pack for the show. Now, before we go any further, let's find out what is going on with IT Dan.
Good morning, Travis. How are you?
Good morning. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
I just woke up.
Yeah, from your third nap of the day.
No, but have I ever told you about the purple mattress? They are so comfortable. That I went in and took a nap for about an hour. Then I made some French toast.
Well, thank you for my 15% plug there.
Yes, they were able to help you out.
So what's going on with you? Did you survive this storm that came through?
It was wicked. I've never seen this much snow. Like 1 inch is a lot.
Well, I mean, I worry about you because your house is surrounded by a whole bunch of trees and branches and all that stuff, and most of it was ice. And I was thinking that some of the branches would snap and come down on your shop, on your new truck, on your house. Heaven forbid it'd fall on Kathy.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It didn't fall on anybody, but we did have one in our neighborhood, and everyone was out of electricity most of yesterday.
Hey, babe. Go out there and get the mail. It's sleeting out. Yeah, go ahead, babe. Go get the mail. No, you're fine. I'll tie a rope to you. If you fall, I'll pull you back in.
Yep, I just looked out the window yesterday. Didn't go everything was fine here. I went outside this morning just a little while ago just to brush the snow off the cars. Most of it's melting, but I wanted to get it off just in case we did have to go somewhere.
Well, it's melting too, and it's going to turn back into ice tonight.
Yeah, that's why I figured if I get it off the I had the truck parked partially under the overhang, and it was facing the wrong direction, so I had to turn that around so the water can melt out of the bed. And but then I was brushing the cars off, but I could see the mailboxes from my house, and I saw about 6 or 7 people pull in, go to check their mail, and dawn on them that it's a holiday and not getting any mail.
Well, there you go.
Yes. So happy Martin Luther King Day.
All right. Good to you.
I watched two very good series this weekend.
Are you going to tell me about movies?
Just quickly.
Okay.
No, the TV series. One was called The Chestnut Man. It's a Danish movie with subtitles.
Yep.
It was so good. Kathy and I watched all 6 episodes. We finished it about 1:15 this morning. We just couldn't stop. It was that well written.
And what else did you watch?
Another series called So Close, Stay Close, and that was about 8 episodes. Both of them were just very well crafted. That's all, good writing. That's what I look for.
But you don't have Netflix or anything, Dan. You steal this stuff you got a Filipino friend over there that hacks all your stuff and gives you like all these free movies.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, Netflix prices are going up. That's why I don't have it.
Oh, is that why you don't have it? Because it went from $13 to $14.50?
Yeah, I heard it was going up. I don't even know what it goes for.
So do you have you have Dish Network, don't you?
No, we have DirecTV.
And how much is that? How much is that a month, Dan? How much is actually DirecTV for you? Because I know you got a landline. You got like 4 landlines, the internet, and 4 TVs hooked up for the low price of $21.95 every week.
No, I pay $49 for my. I pay $49 for my internet from CenturyLink, and DirecTV. I don't have my satellite from them. I just have my TVs. What it costs my
you don't even know, do you? You don't even know.
It's around $150 a month for my DirecTV.
But you got like the shittiest internet because your neighborhood or whatever the development only wants like 1.2 bogs per. How do they rate internet speed?
Yeah. I got 10 megabyte internet speed now, but they are coming through. They've ordered the stuff, and they're going to redo our whole neighborhood in fiber.
They're going to have you put it in, too.
Yep, and they get 1 gig. Well, hopefully I can go around and when people get it hooked up, I can take care of all the other odds and ends for them.
Well, good.
Need to get done. But I have direct Sunday ticket for my satellite, and because I love to watch football.
Of course you do. Now you. My
team is so good. They set a record on Saturday.
They also set a record for the most dickheads or dildos in the end zone.
They led up 7 touchdowns, and 7 times in a row they got the ball and marched down the field and got a touchdown. Mm-hmm. That's never happened in any game anywhere,
ever.
And they do it in the playoffs. And we have a good defense. They were just. I don't know. You could not stop them, and it wasn't like there was one play they really got lucky on.
And the team. Dan, what team is this? No one knows what you're talking about. You're just saying football. And my team, the football team, my ever-loving football team that goes down the field, they scored 17. No one knows what you're talking about, Dan. Who are you talking about?
My team is the New England Patriots.
All right.
The team that beat us was the Buffalo Bills.
And what happened with the dildo in the end zone?
No, just one. They had one play, and they ran 9 seconds. The guy had the ball before he passed it, and usually you pass within 2 or 3 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And he had the ball for 9 seconds and threw a touchdown pass, and that was an extraordinary play. But they just moved down the field.
Are you just gonna blow by the dildo on the?
I didn't hear anything about a dildo on the field.
There was a dildo thrown in the end zone when he made that touchdown. What is it? Chihuahua Brown? What's the guy's name? Number 87.
No, that wasn't in the game I was watching.
Oh, Jesus. Hold on. Yeah. I'm going to look it up right now because there was a dildo. Hold on. I'm going to get flagged for all these on the internet here.
Yeah.
Dildo in zone. Oh, that's a loaded statement right there if you put that on the internet. Yeah, right here. Fan tosses sex toy on the field during the Bills and Patriots game. Yeah.
I watched the entire game and I never saw that.
Dan, you are so out of touch, man. There's a video, and I don't know. Let's see if I can find. Yes, a Bills fan threw a dildo on the end zone after Kendrick Bourne, that's his name, scores a touchdown. Here, I'll read it to you right now. You ready? The Buffalo's fans were not thrilled to see New England score the first touchdown in the first in the postseason, and they weren't afraid to show it. After Kendrick Bourne caught a 3-yard touchdown from Mac Jones, Buffalo fans threw a dildo, what they call a foreign object, and I'm going to send you this picture. So here you go. I guess. So there you go, Dan. I mean, you're such a football fan, you don't even know that your fans are getting dildos on the thing there.
Oh yeah, no, I had not, and I watched the entire game, and it was painful to watch. But it's your team, you watch them, and I watched them win 6 Super Bowls and have so much success. And it was probably one of the worst games I ever watched, but they're my team, so I watched it.
And you know what? They probably did. I didn't watch the game either. You might have to go back and watch the tape. You know how they were talking about "Let's Go Brandon" when what's his name, the NASCAR driver? Yeah, and they were like, "Fuck Joe Biden," and then they're like, and the reporter goes, "Oh, look, they're saying let's go Brandon." So they might have said something during the broadcast when the Buffalo Bills threw the dildo on the field, and they're like going, "Oh, there's some confetti on the field. Let's go confetti," or something like that. When there's actual big old white floppy donkey dick out there.
Yeah, and it used to be they'd have streakers on the field and they'd film them. Now they just say there's there's an interruption on the field and they don't even show it.
I sent you the email. Look at your email. Make sure that you can see that. All right.
Okay.
All right. I know you got slow internet over there. Take your time.
You sent it to yourself. You didn't send it to me.
Did I? God damn it. Hold on. Let me send it to you now. I did send it to myself. Force of habits.
Yeah.
And what's your name again? There you go. I'll send it again to you. Might take a minute. Might take 2 minutes.
Here it comes. Oh, yes. Oh, that's the XR 3752 model. Yes.
There you go. So I'm surprised you didn't. You need to go back and watch the game to see where they actually threw that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably find a clip of it because once I watch something, I delete it on.
Oh, okay. All right, Dan, anything else you got going on?
No, it's been actually pretty quiet here. Just made some French toast and there's not much going on.
Where's Kathy at? She doing all right?
Yep, she's watching some soap operas.
You said she was having some problems or something, getting out of bed or something.
Yeah, she said she wants to bring the mattress back because she can't get up because it feels so good.
If I had a nickel. Well, I do now have a nickel since you've mentioned it twice.
And no problems, no issues with you guys there with the storm?
I was really surprised we did not lose power with all the rain and ice and sleet and rain and ice and sleet and then wind on top of that and wind on top of that. Nothing. So I have now proven that it's the fucking morons that drive up and down the road that slam into the goddamn poles or a tree or two. I don't know. It could be any one of the two. Either a moron tree or a moron driver out there that knocks our power out.
Yeah, and we've had two incidents with trees down, and I guess there was a small one of the transformers caught on fire in one of the trees in our neighborhood, but it's past me, so. It
was probably Megatron. All right, Dan, anything else before I let you go?
No, it's quiet, and I hope Amy's enjoying her holiday off.
She is. She just left to go to the barn that we're paying double fee for the horse to go there for 2 months to be double trained or something. I don't know what goes on. No one tells me anything.
Yeah, but no, it's good. I went there with you. It's a really impressive place. So.
Yeah, she was waiting for all the roads to thaw out because it's kind of a double back road to get back there, and those roads probably don't get a whole lot of TLC out there.
No, but that's a good thing for her that she's doing that and enjoying herself today.
All right, Dan, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, sounds good. All right, bye now.
Watch the dildo video.
Okay.
All right, bye. All right, guys, stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live. I'll be right. Oh, well, you know what? Let's try that again. I didn't like that one. It's loud. Thank you. All right, guys, stick around. When we come back, you ever tried to find out if your milk is bad or good, if there's no expiration date on it? Well, this company is changing the way you actually shop for milk and to figure out what that problem is. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. I don't know. I make up shit all the time. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks, and the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio, and while you're there, click on social contacts, click on all the different stuff that we've got going on there. We've got a bunch of musical artists that are that support the show. We also have a lot of companies that also support the show, so show them some love, and I'll show you some love by giving you some free swag. Now, you know who Cookie Monster is, right? You ever seen him? I always wondered, you know, when you were a little kid, he eat all the cookies and you're like going, all right. He's eating all the cookies. And then when you get older, you're like going, none of the cookies actually go into his mouth. You're like going, they're just on the floor. They're on the floor, Cookie Monster. They're on the floor. But some people actually said, what is the cookie? What are the cookies made of? Why would you bake all those cookies and then have him just destroy them and not give them to kids? Well, actually, the cookies themselves are actually made out of rice cakes. So they're a lot cheaper, and what they do is they spray paint and put the little black dots on them and stuff. So just in case you didn't know, Cookie Monster's cookies were actually just rice cakes. So just throwing that out there. So do you feel bad? What about the rice cake community? He's getting rid of all the rice cakes. Oh, the humanity. Now, I just recently had a birthday. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the birthday wishes and all the greetings and all the stuff. I appreciate all those. And my wife goes, what do you want for your birthday dinner? I just want something simple. And this is one of my favorite meals outside of, spending hundreds of dollars on steak and lobster. I just wanted a country steak with potatoes, and that was it. I just wanted that thick gravy, nice, healthy portion. Not healthy themselves, a hefty portion, the potatoes with that chunky gravy that, you know what I'm talking about. If you ever had country steak, that country gravy, that thick, chunky, it's still got meat in the gravy all over everything, and I just love it. And then she goes, well, what do you want for your birthday for a cake? Now, a little background story on myself. My mom is very, very skilled in the culinary aspects. She will sit there and have dinner parties and create all these fancy dishes, way before the internet came out. She would read all these books and do all these things and try all these things. So unfortunately, me as a 5, 6, 10, 12-year-old kid, my birthday parties were basically a showcase for whatever she's made. So she wants to make, poured lamb tails over a Creole risotto and all, and I'm like 5-year-old kid. I just want mac and cheese, Mom. I just want mac and cheese. I didn't hit the plate. I don't like that shit. And then the other thing that would just depress me out of my own entire gourd was she would make these fancy birthday cakes. I say birthday cakes, fancy cakes with strawberry rouge drippings all over this whole wheat bun, lemon zested. I don't want. You know what I want? I want chocolate, and I want lots of it. So my wife, when we met and I told her the whole story and she didn't believe me. And one time she went to a birthday party, older years, or one of my family members, and she's like, God, she really does do this shit. I'm like, yeah. And I don't like this shit. It's my birthday. Why didn't this guy? But so my wife goes, every year, what do you want? What kind of cake do you want? I always want the devil's food cake. And she puts vanilla pudding or French vanilla pudding in the cake. This is my wife doing it. And then I just want cream cheese frosting. So I told my mom that she made that for me one time. Well, where'd she get the cream cheese from? The cream cheese frosting. I said, just out of the little, the Duncan Hines thing. Well, did you know that I sat there and actually created cream cheese from milk and butter and olive oil and all this other stuff. And then I harvest the sugar from the field. Mom, shut up. But she would make the cream cheese. She would make everything from scratch, nothing from a box. Everything was flour. Everything was bought from the store in increments of, anyways, I digress. This gentleman right here falls on the same boat as I did. A man who was dubbed a greedy pig after his wife by eating the better part of his whole entire birthday cake. Now, here's what happened. He goes, am I the asshole for doing this? I wanted a cake. And it's just me and my wife. So normally she just makes, a portion. There's another call. We'll put that one up on the internet here. Normally he's like, it's a waste for her to, this is him talking, not me. It's a waste for her to make a whole entire cake because it's just the two of us. Obviously, buddy, you are not a cake person. Or are you? Because you make a cake in this house, the DeaconLive house, that cake lasts probably 4 days. I'm talking a big 19 or 13 by 19 sheet pan. That might last 3 days, and it's just me and her. I look at it as 8 servings. My serving's a 4 by 4 inch square. So this guy said, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm taking this birthday cake, and I'm going to eat the whole entire thing for myself. So they put it, of course, on TikTok. That's the latest trend and stuff. And everyone called him a big, fat, greedy pig. Hey, it's his birthday cake. Let him have it. I'll finish the whole entire cake and not wasting any of it. But she was able to eat just one slice of it, he wrote in his retort back to them. Happily agreed on her condition. He set to baking his birthday cake. So she baked it, and he ate almost the whole entire thing. And he's getting the bad. It's his birthday cake. What do you do? All right, hear me out. This guy's probably 30-something years old, right? So hear me out. What do you do when a 1-year-old has a birthday cake? You know, you make a birthday cake for the 1-year-old, and it usually it's what, a 9-inch diameter, 3-tiered. You bought it from Walmart. Hopefully the burgundy dreads aren't in it. And you put it in front of the 1-year-old or 2-year-old, you know, whatever, the high chair, wherever they're sitting in a high chair or something like that. What do? You put the whole entire cake in front of the kid, and what does the cake do? He shoves his whole entire hand and face into that cake. And they go, oh, look at him. Look at little Benji. He's so cute. Look at him. He doesn't know how to do it. And he's eating it off his fingers and stuff. This guy did the exact same thing. Why wouldn't you just leave this guy? You don't call the little kid, oh, look at that little fat kid. He's going to grow up to be a porker. And this 30-year-old man eats the whole entire cake himself. And then you go, oh, look at, disgusting. I am so disgusted with you. God, fuck off. Let him go. Let him go. Now, one thing that you need with your cake is milk. And my wife, and hear me out here, my wife, we don't go through milk fast enough unless there's sweets in the house. So if you see a gallon of milk in my fridge, you can turn around and ask me, all right, where are the sweets at? Because we don't keep milk in the house unless there's sweets in the house. And one goes with the other. My wife bought 2 months ago, you hear me? 2 months ago, we went to Costco because we were doing the whole buying the food for Thanksgiving, buying food for Christmas dinner. So we went to Costco 2 months. Is it 2 months? Christ, almost 3 months now, beginning of November. And she read an article and it said something about oat milk. Oh, we saw a commercial about oat milk. And then she read an article about oat milk. I think it was one of those TikTok videos. And oat milk is so much better for you and all this, you know, blah, 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 blah. So we got a gallon of it. I just opened it up last night because we had no milk in the house. We didn't have sweets in the house either, but I was wanting something a little sweet, and I've got like the Hershey syrup. So I said, oh, we don't have any milk, do we? She's like, no. I said, oh, we got that oat milk. You think it's still good? Sure enough, I went out there. Expiration date, February 2nd or something like that. Here we are in the middle of January. We bought it in November. Oat milk doesn't spoil that fast, I guess. Makes you kind of wonder a little bit. You know, who's behind the oat milk? But I guess it wasn't bad. And I put, chocolate, chocolate syrup in mine. Because if you ever seen oat milk, it almost looks like a very, very light. It's not white. It's almost a gray-white color. Like if you have white paint and you actually stuck your black paintbrush in it and it got a little, it's a weird color. And it's almost translucent like skim milk would be. Had the milk, drank it with the chocolate syrup inside, tasted great. And I said, you know what? This might be my new favorite thing. Plus, lasted in the refrigerator for 3 months. 3 months that thing was in there. Didn't even touch it or nothing. Just sat in there. Now, this company right here is relying on people to rely on their noses rather than their eyeballs. So when you go into a big refrigerator, big rolling cooler or whatever you want to call it, and you look at the milk, big tapestry of milk that's on the wall or in the coolers, and you go, all right, I want 2% or whole milk or whatever your poison is, and you always look, and it's always like, let's say December 1st, and you see one that back there that says December 7th, so you pull all the December 1st ones out and you grab the December 7th, and meanwhile all the December 1st ones are sitting there in the front, and they're going bad, they're going to waste. Well, this company right here is actually removing the born on date or used by date on 90% of the milk sold in stores. And what they want to do by the end of January, they're going to do this. A supermarket chain in Morrison's has announced that they will be eliminating the use-by dates by the end of January. The decision is part of an effort to reduce the enormous quantity of milk that is discarded due to consumers misunderstanding the printed expiration dates. This waste results in unnecessarily carbons entering the atmosphere and squandering valuable resources, blah, blah, blah. So what they're saying is, they're going to let the people, now this is over in the UK, they got a little bit more couth than we do here. Us ice cream liquors over here in the United States and putting it back in the freezer. They're going to let people open the milk up and smell it to see how, it's a gamble. It's a roulette. You're playing milk roulette. But that's what they're doing over there. Customers should check the milk by holding the bottle up to their nose. If it smells sour, then it might have spoiled. If it has curled and has lumps in it, form that they should also be a sign that they should not use it. Milk's life can be extended by keeping it cool, keeping it in bottles, or close the door as much as possible. So with 330,000 tons of milk that are wasted every year in the UK, that's a lot of cows. That's 7%. That's 7% of what they actually produce. So they're saying that that's what they're going to do. Now, is spoiled milk, hear me out here, is spoiled milk turned into something else? Is it not sour cream just because it has the word sour in it? I don't know. Could be wrong on that. Anyways, but that's what they're doing. But would you want that? Would you want to go in there and all these milks that have been handled and there's no expiration date on it? What if someone took it home, didn't smell it, drank it, got sick? You could sue the pharmacy, or not the pharmacy, the store. I don't know. All right, guys, when we come back, this girl goes to TikTok. Of course, everyone, if you got a complaint or you just want to show your tits and ass or some kind of hack, you go to TikTok. When we come back, this girl right here just wanted her tip and actually got the phone number of a guy who didn't give her the tip. I know, all cliche in sense of the story. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your... How do you stop that? Stop it. I don't want to... Stop. How do I stop it? Oh, God. It's a catastrophist. There we go. Can I stop it now? Match. Is it playing? Hold on. I have no idea what's going on. There we go. I didn't hit it hard enough. There we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? You do, and I want to hear from you. That's what I want to do. I want to hear from each and every one of you, and you say, well, how do you do that? Well, go over to prophetradio.com, click on the little blue bar that says Be Heard. It's usually in the bottom right-hand side of the page, the landing page there. Click on Be Heard, opens up a little microphone on your tablet, your smartphone, if you can find a working smartphone in the house, and your PC, tablet, or whatever. Access your microphone. Believe me, again, I got nothing to do. I'm not going to do anything with any of that information. I just want to hear you guys. I just want to hear from you. That's all I want to do. It's simple as that. And you talk right into it. It comes right to our inbox here. And if you get in early enough, we can play it on this very podcast right now. If not, if you want to comment on something we talked about a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, I was looking through the records and stuff. We have actually over 256 episodes of Deacon Live. And for those of you who don't know, we do a weekly show just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. I was looking at all the records and stuff. 2017, we started actually recording these and putting them up on the air. We've got more in the archive and stuff, but I mean, these are the ones that I actually were getting credit for. How I make my living, I guess you want to say. 2017, we started collecting a paycheck from them, and you can go back to the archives and see all that as well. Now, let's see. Let's do this. Anyone a Budweiser fan out there? Well, Anheuser-Busch is redesigning the whole entire label. Well, hold on. You're like, what's more America than the label that they got? What, are they going to have some kind of TikTok thing on there, something queer? No. What they're doing is they're just changing the direction of the Eagles' face on the logo. Where's it at? Right here. Anheuser-Busch has changed the logo. Here's why the iconic eagle is now facing in a different direction. Excuse me. The world's largest brewery is new corporate logo has a more premium, more forward-looking logo. So when you see it, there's instead of the eagle looking to the back, eagle's looking forward. That's it. And they're going to spice it up a little bit. But they're gonna change the logo a little bit more forward thinking on that. They're not gonna do a whole lot of changing on it. Here's a little trivia question for you. What is the oldest logo in the world that has not changed since I think the 1300s. What is it? Stella Artois. That logo is the oldest logo that's never been changed, never been adapted, never been anything to it. It's still the original logo from the 1300s when they designed it back then. Now, I know, remarkable. Now, this person right here is remarkable as well in a bad sense. A woman puts up her baby for adoption after the sperm donor lied about his ethnicity. So you're like going, all right, so think about it this way. So if you're a white person and your baby comes out a little, you're like going, well, I thought the father was like me. And vice versa. If you're a black person and your baby comes out a little, you're like going, well, I thought the father donor was just like me. A Japanese woman is suing a biological father for her second child for $333 million. I'm sorry. Million yen. I got ahead of myself, which is essentially $2.68 million. After learning that he lied about his identity, a Tokyo resident who's in her 30s thought she founded a successful Japanese man from the Kyoto University education, had sex with him 10 times. I guess that's what they do over there for if you want a sperm donor, they have no other method. They just kind of, all right, let's do it. 10 times in an effort to get pregnant. Really? 10 times? Oh, I don't know what happened. Maybe we try again. You know, I don't know why you went Russian, but still 10 times, according to this article. The woman previously had one child from her current husband, but decided to conceive with a donor when she learned her husband carried a hereditary disorder that could pass on to her offspring. Can you imagine that? Oh, you get married, you're susceptible to type 2 diabetes or something like that. I'm not going to have sex with you. I don't want my kids to have type 2 diabetes or a heart attack or whatever. Short eyes, round eyes, I don't know. So she sought help from a social media to find this guy. Her efforts paid off in 2019, but when she found out he was a married Chinese man who did not attend this prestigious university, she decided to sue him. So let me get this straight. So you're a Japanese woman who's married and has a kid. You're married and have a kid with your original husband. Your husband that you're still married to, still got him. We're still on the hook for that guy. Then you find out he's got like genital heart condition or something like that. And, unfortunately that passes down maybe 50-50 chance to the next child. So she said, I don't want my next baby to have genital heart condition. So I'm going to have sex with this Japanese university businessman. And sex with him 10 times. After the 10th time, I'm sure it happened probably between 5 and 6 that it happened. He just wanted to seal the deal with the other 5 or 7, 8, and 9, right? And then find out that he's this poor, disgusting, married Japanese guy. He's probably got like bad taste in food or something like that. And so she's suing him. I mean, I think the whole sleeping with the guy 10 times, you can pretty much just give it up from there. I don't know how they do it over there, but that's what's happening. Another weird thing that's happening, Harry Potter. You know who Harry Potter is? I seen one movie. I couldn't tell you any line from Harry Potter. Any of the taglines or anything like that. God almighty, they're relentless today. Let me put this goddamn thing on. Hello, are you there? Are you there? Let's answer it. Let's see what happens. Are you there? Oh, God, it's recording. Never mind. Paul, go eat a dick. So where was I? Harry Potter. And he has taken, Daniel Radcliffe is his name. He has taken a bunch of really, really unique roles, but he's allowed to. He has done Harry Potter through his early adolescence to almost like a full-grown, almost adult. So now he's got, Harry Potter money. He can do whatever he wants. So I don't know if you've seen a movie called The Swiss Army Man. That is an excellent movie. It's very, very weird, very, very obscured, but I highly recommend it. And then the other one was Akimbo, where he's got guns bolted to his hands. And he does very well in these movies. Well, I'm hoping that this movie turns out the same way. Daniel Radcliffe is being cast as Weird Al Yankovic for a biopic. Weird Al is truly one of a kind. The comedian has been the watchdog of American pulp culture since the 1980s. He's a parody artist. Of course, if you haven't heard of Weird Al Yankovic, you are not from this planet. He is also a legend. So Daniel Radcliffe is going to do this biopic, and guess where it's going to be? Oh, it's going to be on Disney. Nope, not going to be on Disney. Disney Plus? Nope. Netflix? Nope. Hulu? No. It's going to be on Roku. Roku will be producing the upcoming biopic about the life and work of Weird Al Yankovic, called Weird, the Al Yankovic story. And so he's going to portray Weird Al. I don't know. He's a talented guy. I hope he does well with it. I do. I hope he does well. You have to meet the energy of Weird Al himself, and I think Daniel Radcliffe could do it. Now, we were talking about a server who got upset and went to TikTok. Of course, everyone's got to go to TikTok. Everyone's got to be, I got to be famous. I got to be TikTok famous now. So this young lady right here, if you don't have the money to tip, don't eat out. Server calls out a customer who left his number on the tip with no tip in a viral TikTok video. So I guess the guy left the number, his phone number. Hey, babe, you're kind of cute. Call me. No tip. So she actually took it upon herself. Hold on, I got to pop this up so I got some music to match and everything. She took it upon herself to actually text the guy and said, you have the audacity of, paying for over a $200 bill and not leaving me a tip. If you don't have the money, don't eat out. She said to the guy, why do Americans just keep expecting a tip? And it's so much to be, these are all people talking about, fuck you. It's America. That's what they do. That's why they can't find people to work in the restaurant industry now. So here's the long and the short. So the number that went on there, she texted the guy. Let's see if I can find the video here. So many articles. Wish they just make it simple. All right. So for every podcast we do, we have matching video. Oh, here's a whole entire fucking page. Oh, she is a treat. She's one of those talk close to the screen people. Oh, hold on. So what actually happened was she texted the number back, and the guy said, we were going to pay. I gave all the money to the guy who was supposed to pay for the bill plus the tip. And she said, I didn't get anything. So what happened was the guy who paid the bill pocketed the tip and took the rest of the tip money. Anyways, the long and the short was she actually got Venmo'd the money from the actual phone number from the guy. So the guy gave his friend, here's the I can break this down for you in simple terms. So here comes the check. I got the check, right? I got the check. I think the girl's cute. Thank you for your service. 1-800-DeaconLive. Call me sometime. You rip give the ticket to your best friend, Charles, and you say, look, it's $200. Here's $240, $250. Give it to the waitress, and then we'll see what happens. He gives the $200 to the waitress, pockets the $50 and hauls ass. Gets the text message saying, hey, girl, or the guy or the girl was like, hey, guy, yeah, thanks for the thing, but if you can't afford to live here or work here or shop here or eat here, pick one of them. Oh, I gave the money to the guy. What happened? Oh, all right. I'll vend you $50. I'm going to take it out on the guy. So that's what happened. And, you don't have to do all the TikTok stuff. But she had to. Look, they wrote an article about her. And now this article right here, hopefully, maybe this is why the guy pocketed the $50. He might have had COVID. He might have had COVID. And he can't get his own girlfriend. And you're like, well, what's the difference between that? COVID, you heal from COVID. It's got what do they say? 99.8% success rate from all the different discrepancies and variances and stuff. But right now, believe it or not, guys, listen up. Girls, do me a favor, go away a little bit. This is between me and the men. This is between me and the guys. You know what I'm saying? This is between me and the guys. Go away for a little bit. There was a discussion. Is everyone gone? Okay. I just want to make sure. There's a symptom now, guys, listen to me. There's a symptom right now that's called COVID dick or COVID penis. If you got little kids in the room. Penis. He said penis. So men in whenever they get COVID, you know, there's longstanding symptoms from COVID. You know, sometimes your hearing doesn't come back 100%. Sometimes your taste doesn't come back 100%. Sometimes your smell doesn't come back 100%. Well, for guys, there's a couple things that haven't come back in about 40%. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. I'm making up numbers here. Probably in about, I can read the article here, but I'm not going to get to it. A lot of men aren't performing well. They're suffering from ED because of COVID. Here's another thing. You think that's, you think that's a struggle in itself. The other thing is their genitals have lost anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches off their penis. So what I'm saying is, you thought unvaccinated sperm was going to be a high value to some people. If you haven't had if you haven't had COVID, you are, what would you use? What would the term you would use? Well, anyways, some researchers suggest that the risk may nearly be 6 times higher, and yet the estimates are smaller than they suggest, around 20% increase of risk. A small percentage of people with long COVID, including women, have reported sexual dysfunctions as one of their long COVID, including as one of their symptoms including women that have reported sexual dysfunction as well as their symptoms. And sometimes ED can lead to shrinkage, especially if it is caused by physical damage, scarring that causes the penis to stop becoming regularly erect. So, all right, ladies, come back in. Bring them in. Wave them in. Charlie, wave them in. No, give me the $50, Yomi. Wave them back in. So there you go. On that note, we're going to take a short little break, and we're going to talk about how Satan is invading our schools. You're listening to Deacon... I know. I got a bunch of them for you today. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social contacts. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contact section. We'll turn that off. And you can see our Facebook. You can see our Twitch. You can see our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to all those and get connected to us instantly. We go live every Wednesday, usually about noon. And then once the podcast is done, that's available on iHeartRadio and about 25 other different platforms. And also, the video is up as well. We kind of edited it up for time frame, and you can see the matching video as well over on the YouTube channel. Once we go live, we'll repost the video, and you can see it as well. Now, here's the thing. You know, with all these autonomous cars that are driving around and hitting people, you've seen all the different videos of car crashes into this, and something happens to that, and the autonomous car does this, and you're like, all right, well, who's to blame? Do you blame the car? Do you blame the driver? Well, right now, felony charges are the first in a fatal crash involving autopilot on a car. A Tesla car crashed. The Model S was moving at a high rate of speed when it left the freeway and ran a red light, killing 2 people. In Detroit, California, prosecutors have filed 2 counts of vehicle manslaughter against the driver of a Tesla autopilot who ran a red light, slammed into another car, and killing 2 people in 2019. The defendant appeared to be the first person to be charged with a felony in the United States for the fatal crashing involving a motorist who was using a partially autonomous car driving system. Los Angeles County prosecutors filed the charges in October. When they only came light last week. The driver, Kevin George Radid, 27, pled not guilty. Radid, a limousine service driver, is free out on bail with his case pending. The misuse of autopilot, which can control the steering and speeding and braking, as occurred on numerous occasions, is subject to investigation in 2 federal agencies. So there you go. I mean, this is the start of it. I don't know if this is going to... Hopefully your Tesla stock doesn't go down, but this is the first incident where if you let the car go and it crashes into something, you are completely responsible for it. Now, something else that you're responsible for. Now, here on the France, now for those of you who know, We broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres here. We've got animals galore, inside and outside animals. And, there's a lot of property to take care of. I got to go out there and sometimes I got to reseed the pastures. I got to mow our own the footprint of our house sits on about 1.5 acres. So, I mean, there's normal yard maintenance and everything that goes on there outside of fixing and mending and stuff with this ice storm that's come through. Thank God we didn't bust any pipes. I'm knocking on the table here in the studio. And we haven't busted any pipes because a lot of our pipes are exposed. You would think North Carolina, they would build houses where the pipes aren't exposed. But nonetheless, we have some exposure for our pipes. A judge blasts a 72-year-old cancer patient for an overgrown lawn. If I could give you jail time on this, I would, says the judge. A Michigan judge. You ready for this? Now, hear me out. If you want to give your opinion on this, go over to profitradio.com, click on Be Heard, and it opens up a microphone. You can tell us how you feel about this. A Michigan judge fined and ridiculed a 72-year-old man with cancer for not mowing his own lawn. In Burnham, these words. That's his name. Burnham Chowdhury. Jesus Christ. Mr. C appeared in a virtual court on January 10th for a ticket he received in August for failing to maintain his front yard. Mr. C explained that he was a cancer patient and is very weak, so he cannot maintain the yard. He has been battling cancer for the past 3 years. Mr. C got zero sympathy from the judge, Alexis G. Crott. You can throw a whole bunch of things in there, from the 31 District Court. The court video has now gone viral. Well, let's see the video. Let's see what happened. So, hold on one sec. Everyone's get ahead of yourselves. So, to watch this video, go over to Profit Radio, and we have a matching video for every podcast we do. So, here we go. Let's see. Let's turn it up so everyone can hear it. We can all be friends.
Yes, my name Burhanuddin Chaudhary.
All right.
That's his name.
You have a ticket from August 2nd, 2021, 521 for failing to keep the
his yard's pretty overgrown.
Walkway, sidewalk, or alley free of weeds, trees, or other nuisance vegetation. The first offense, civil infraction.
God, this Zoom call. This is why I hate Zoom calls, and especially this. They got, we can put a man on the moon, but we can't get a decent Zoom call microphone in here.
You can plead responsible with an explanation, or not responsible.
Explain what. I am a cancer patient, very old, ma'am. And I am a cancer patient. I was then very weak, and very weak. And this
I'm a cancer patient. I'm very old. I'm very old. I'm a cancer patient. I'm very old.
Look after this thing.
Be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
If I could give you jail time on this, I would.
If I could give you jail time.
$100, pay it by February.
I'm looking at all these pictures. I don't know. Oh, here he is right here. And if you're looking at the judge, he's right below the judge. And these are, I guess, witnesses, attorneys, all this stuff. This woman's in. She's got a mask on too. So
You better get that cleaned up.
Get it cleaned up.
It's totally inappropriate.
Yeah, you lazy. Oh my God.
Sorry, ma'am. Didn't understand.
So I guess this is his son that's coming in on the Zoom call meeting on his dad's camera.
We have to pay $100 by February. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Oh, okay. Is it, ma'am, forgivable because my father is currently sick and we cleaned that after?
Your father's can't. But look at you. You're able to do all this stuff there, Haji. Get out there and mow your dad's lawn. What kind of son are you? I take it all back. His father's on the video. I know, I'm heartless. His father's on the video, and then his son's helping him with the case, and then his son says, can you please forgive my father? He is very old and weak. Haji, get your ass out there and do it yourself. Help your dad out.
See that photo?
Yes. I am very sick, man.
That is shameful.
It is shameful.
Shameful. The neighbors should not have to look at that. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, I am sorry.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself to have your son, who looks fully capable, to do this meeting and not go out there and take a weed whacker to the bushes and stuff and knock that shit down. Come on. What are you doing? Now, hold on, what's this? Did I miss something? No, I missed something. Oh, well. Now, back on the docket, a board has approved a certain club to happen after school, and it sparks controversy. The board has approved the after-school Satan's Club for elementary schools, starts big controversies. I know. Parents of Illinois. I know, dear. It's Illinois. I know. She listens to the podcast. She's like, it's Illinois, not Illinois. The parents of an Illinois elementary school are expressing concerns after a local school board has approved the new extracurricular club for children that will be led by the satanic members of the Holy Temple Church, will be held on school facilities. This so-called quote-unquote after-school Satan's Club was approved by Moline Cole Valley School District Board and Education on January 10th. The club will hold meetings at Jane Addams Elementary in Mullian, M-O-L-I-A-L. If I could spell, I could read. M-O-L-I-N-E, Mullian, fuck it, you figure it out. Illinois, beginning at 2:45 p.m. immediately after school on January 13th, 10th, February 10th, March 10th, April 14th, and this all lines up with the sun and the moon and the. Give me a fucking break. It's open to children in first through fifth grade. All the students first need permission from their parents. Well, it's going to be a small class there, buddy. The Satanic Temple calls itself a primary satanic religious organization in the world, even though the group identifies itself as atheist and believes in neither a literal God nor literal Satan. Instead, the Satanic Temple goes biblical. Its biblical symbol actually represents defiance, independence, wisdom, and self-empowerment. It also rewards devil advocate scholarships to the amount of, you ready for this? How much do you think a scholarship from the Devil's Advocate Scholarship Fund goes for? $666 to multiple grades, including elementary schools. Now, here's the thing. All right. And everyone's like, oh, it's Satan, it's Satan, Satan. Well, guess what? They allow, you have to do the opposite as well. There's nothing bad going on at the Satan thing. You can preach and do what they want. That's kind of way our foundation of our whole entire existence here in the United States is freedom from religion and freedom of speech. Now, as long as it doesn't interfere with anyone else's, I say that loosely, as long as it doesn't interfere with anyone else's personal properties or protections, you can do whatever you want. So you are protected by the Bill of Rights. So the first Bill of Rights, the 10 first commandments of the institution of the independence, I know, Declaration of Independence and all that stuff. The first 10 articles is the Bill of Rights. So you are protected by that. That's your God-given right. So freedom of religion is one of those. So if you want to sit there and say, well, Satanism and all this stuff, and I'm just throwing this out there. My wife hates when I do this, but I only bring it up because it's the opposite point. It's a point and counterpoint. Christianity, for the most part, does look down upon a lot of stuff. And I try not to get political here. Satanism, basically on the opposite side, could care less. Could care less. You want to come in here? You're black, you're white, you're a boy, you're a girl, you're transgender, whatever. You want to come in here and do all that stuff? By all means. We teach you empowerment, independence, self-reliance, and do all that stuff. We just want your soul. That's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. But isn't that what anyone else is just asking for? Now, one thing I didn't ask for, but it's coming right now. I have slowly been going through my, now we don't have cable here. We just have all the live streaming stuff and the Wi-Fi. So we have Hulu, we have Netflix. My wife somehow has snuck in Paramount under my nose, which is fine. That's fine. I think we pay maybe $50-$60. As to cable, I think is like $120, and they want to throw a landline phone. Hello, who uses this thing anymore? But I went through. My goal right now is going through old cartoons. Now that the whole seasons of everything are out, I've gone through and made it my effort to go through all these old cartoons that I missed, like in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know, when I was a teenager and in my 20s trying to, you know, be myself in the world, I've missed all these episodes of like The Simpsons, and I miss a lot of episodes of Family Guy and American Dad. My wife actually bought me a whole bunch of things over here that's got the houses, their cells from the TV shows, the cell of everyone's house, you know, anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. But I actually finished up watching King of the Hill, I think last year about this time. King of the Hill. Dang it, Bobby. Oh, that's my impression. That's all I know. Well, guess what? Mike Judge has done it again. King of the Hill is reviving the series announced by its show creators. Animation legends Greg Daniels and Mike Judge have reunited to form a new animation company, and one of its first projects will be revival of its beloved series, King of the Hill. The company is called Bandura Entertainment, according to whatever this thing is. So what they're doing is Mike Daniels and Judge co-created King of the Hill together. Has been working on expanding the thing. Anyway, so what they're doing is they're bringing back King of the Hill, which is great because if you ever watched, you ready for this? Nerds out there. Season 14, the very last episode, Bobby wins an award. I know, spoiler giveaway, but then I didn't know that was the series finale. That was it. He wins an award, and his dad was so proud of him. And then that was it. And I was like going, that's it? The whole entire series led up with Bobby to, so they're bringing it back. Who knows what's going to happen? So keep an eye out there for it. King of the Hill is going to be revamped. And the thing is with King of the Hill, it was before the technology and stuff that we had as far as creating cartoons. If you look at old episodes of Family Guy and new episodes of Family Guy, they were using a lot, like I think around season 4, they started using computer animation to draw the episodes, as to like early episodes of Family Guy were literally like the Disney, everything's hand-drawn, all the little squiggly lines on the side. King of the Hill, the whole entire 14 seasons, is still hand-drawn for the most part, or was hand-drawn. So I wonder how it's going to, is it going to show the rawness? Is it still going to hold its own with the jokes and stuff? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see that. And one more thing before I let you go. You ready for this? From the file of Is This Cute or Not? An Amazon driver. Hold on. Make sure I got this right. An Amazon driver goes to drop off a package at a house, and everyone's worst fear for anyone that's delivering the packages, whether it be mailman, whether it be Amazon driver, FedEx, or whatever, is a dog left unchained in the driveway. This is how he confronts this dog. And you can watch this video. Go over to Deacon or Prophet Radio, click on Deacon Live, and you can see this video as well. I'm trying to look for the video before continue. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Don't care. All right, I found it. Well, if you leave a thing open too long, it recycles and does something else. So here's the video. The clip was shared earlier this week and racked up more than 7 million views and was captioned, "I thought I was a goner." So here we go. This guy is a Amazon delivery guy. He's going up to this house, big long driveway, and there's if you're watching the video here, here's the video or the picture of it. There's this pit bull. I'm gonna say a pit bull. He's got his clipped ears and stuff, which is weird. His tail's not cropped. He's got a real long waggy tail, just like what do they call him? What kind of terrier? I forget what kind of terrier it is, but his ears are clipped. He looks like he's got a white breast, a blaze in the front, and the gray coat. So here's the actual video of what's going on. For every podcast we do, we have a matching video. You can see this as well. So here we go. Put this on this one here so everyone can see it. You ready? Here we go.
Oh, fuck, bro. You think he's a good boy? I think he's a good boy. He's wagging his tail. Be a good boy. Please be a good boy.
Every year.
Oh, Jesus, shut up.
Bro.
There we go.
You think he's a good boy? I think he's a good boy. He's wagging his tail. Be a good boy. Please be a good boy. Hi, dude. I just need to deliver this package to your mom and stuff.
So
Is that cool?
Dog's sitting on the driveway now.
Are we good?
Right in the middle of the driveway. Long driveway.
Are we good? Come here, Bubba. No, I don't think we're good, dude.
His tail's wagging back and forth.
Come here, Dada. Oh, dude, he wants to eat me. Fuck. All right, Dewey's wagging his tail. He's a good boy?
He's getting closer.
He's a good boy?
Getting closer.
He's a good boy? He's a good boy? Oh, he's a good boy.
Oh,
He's
look
a
at
good boy. Oh, my God,
he just wants to be petted.
You're a good boy.
He just wants to be petted. He's so excited. He's so excited. He was like, I'm sure he's sitting right at the, just out of earshot of the house at the end of this driveway. He was probably taught not to go any further past, whatever marker in the yard. And he's like going, I'm not allowed to go down there. I'm not allowed to go down there. You have to come up here and see me. So the delivery driver goes all the way down the driveway. And sure enough, when he gets there, he gets this reaction right here. So he's good. Everything's good. Everyone went home safe and made it home unscarred or unscathed. All right, guys, on that note, I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. We appreciate each and every one of you for listening to us, downloading us. Make sure you go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the social contacts. We'd like to hear from you as well. Hit the little Be Heard bar at the very bottom right-hand side of the page. Leave us a voicemail. We'll play it on the very next podcast as well. If you have a question or you just want to give a shout-out, happy birthday to someone or something like that, or you just want to call me a knucklehead, that's fine as well. You can do that. And while you're there, get yourself some free stuff. Click on free swag, or actually click on podcasts, and you can see all the different podcasts that I'm linked to as well. And we'll send you some free stuff from those podcasts. Just fill out the little form, send it in, and we'll mail it out to you. On that note, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for downloading us. Thanks, guys. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight. Well, actually, on that note, I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. You're listening to hold on, I got to figure out my ending slogan. I forgot it. On that note, guys, I'm going to let you guys get back to what you got to do. My name is the Deacon saying goodnight and goodnight.
Wait, come back.
That's it. Thank you. 2 hours to do an hour show. All right, bye.